the lights, by the way, because you said like the flashlights keep going out. Well, that's the whole thing of it. The witch starts messing with stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I already knew that drone.
Got knocked out the sky.
I already knew that drone.
I knew that drone was
going
going to crash.
Yeah, that drone was going to be a goner.
Oh, yeah.
But they could have did some cooler shit with the drone. They
Yes,
could
they
have.
could have.
They could have seen somebody like.
Seen a bitch running on top of the trees.
They
could
have
just
seen.
I thought we were going to see that
in the tree. Knock it out. You know, like fucking one of the monkeys off them videos, knocking drones down.
They could have made it so that they send the drone up. They get some footage. They see shit running around, or they see something like some sort of structure, or like maybe the house or something.
They go to his sister.
Where they go to that exact area, but there's nothing there.
You know what they could have done? They could have recreated the scene at the fucking creek and showed them standing there like that.
That would have been dope.
The same people, the same.
Yeah, from the original.
Anyone catch that when the bitch was looking at the tablet, the video was focused on her, and in the video she looked up.
Yeah.
But she didn't look up because she was focused on her tablet.
Yeah.
Like the bitch was like, and it's like she didn't look up because we're watching what she sees.
Yeah, that's a movie flaw, I think.
It was either a flaw or it was a really
because it changed like right after that, and that's when the jump scare came in.
Yeah.
Like right after she looked up.
There was a point to that. Because that was a nod, I would think, towards more Book of Shadows type of filming.
I feel like they just want to forget about Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would give it that good of a nod.
I think it was a movie flaw because they couldn't take the camera off of the notebook, because if she looked up to look off to the distance, then we would have seen what was going off the distance. We would have missed what was going on behind.
Yeah, but she's like, I mean, I thought, because that's when it was like to distract her away from it. That's how I took it. Was like they use the jump scare as a distraction to take her away from the fact that her reflection just looked up without her looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was looking down at the tablet. It looked up at the camera.
Yeah, it was like this, looked up, and then it was like she like turned like this.
Yeah.
So, like I caught that, and I was like, oh, bitch just looked up. Then I was like, wait a minute, because we're seeing what this bitch sees.
Now, as a jump scare movie, it definitely did its job.
But you know what? It wasn't a ton of them though, which was good.
No,
they didn't overdo it. That's all.
There were just a few very good ones, but they did their job on it. They had me anxious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made me eat a lot of popcorn.
There's a couple moments I would have fucking fast forwarded.
Yeah, this is part 2 of the Mixed Blend. If you're just tuning in, we are reviewing the newest Blair Witch movie that's in theaters right now. It is filled with pretty much every spoiler about the movie. So if you haven't seen it or you don't want to know, just stop listening.
Yeah. Or listen because
we could, you know.
Well, and then I apologize for any skips or whatever. We keep losing. We are out in the middle of the woods. We keep losing connection.
It's the witch.
Well, no, I don't know. I'm not going to think about
Bring out the Ouija!
it. So, I just don't.
Yeah, we're hearing some shit out in the woods.
Yeah, it's just our imagination.
Yeah, I mean, high 7 for sure for me personally.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
You give it a 6.
I'm at about a 6.5 or a 7. I mean, I'm sure if I watch it again, I'll like it more.
I do need to see it again.
So maybe after you guys watch it another time.
Well, I'm either gonna like it more or I'm gonna dislike it more if I watch it again.
The first time I had watched Annabelle, I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. I seen it at the theater, but then when I went home and watched it alone, like in the dark in my bedroom on a big TV, then I was frightened.
Well, that's every horror movie, I'd say, though. Any horror movie you watch by yourself, you're just kind of starting thinking to yourself.
No, I'm talking about watching.
Like I could hear like paraphrases and stuff that I didn't catch before. You know what I mean?
Movies that you watch in theaters, I miss so much of shit.
Oh yeah, good.
Like when I watch the Batman with the last Batman that came out versus Superman.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't picking up on the fact, and I feel stupid for it, but I wasn't picking up on the fact that it was fucking Wonder Woman.
Oh.
And they like blatantly said, "Hey, look at Wonder Woman," and even with the emblem. And I was just like watching the movie, and then I was like, "Why didn't I felt dumb. I was like, "Why didn't I pick up on that?"
Well, it's with the way I see it is the movie screens. They're so big, you can't possibly focus on absolutely everything.
Yeah,
they're like enhanced trailers.
Yeah.
But there are also movies like, say, this one where the movie's not going to be as good if you're watching it at home. You know, you gotta go to a theater with the lights out and actually put yourself in that mood on a big screen.
There are some movies that I have to watch in theater.
Right.
Like you had to see Avatar in theater to enjoy it.
Or like the Paranormal Activity movies. They were only good in the theaters.
Nah. See, the first time I watched the second one was at Dee's house. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, there's movies that you think are going to be like, I'm mad I didn't watch Mad Max in theaters. Yeah. Because that would have probably been fucking fire.
It was dope. I saw it in theaters.
Was the new one good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's like visually just fucking amazing.
I'm pretty fond of that one.
All them stunts and shit too, and you take an aspect of everything going on. Mad Max was up there. That movie was.
Yeah.
That's why I was nominated for like so many Academy Awards.
I like the fact that all the characters had really good parts. Like it wasn't just based on. It was like actually not even. He wasn't even like he was like he wasn't even like the main focus.
That's good though.
It's good because you know the second one's gonna be really good.
Yeah, it just felt more like kind of like that Furiosa bitch. Her backstory.
Yeah. But if they don't do a Thunderdome,
Beyond.
If they don't do a Thunderdome.
Well, today's technology, if they did a Thunderdome now, that would be just something remarkable.
Just think what fucking Master Blaster would look like.
Oh shit.
I get down with some Thunderdome for sure.
Yeah, before the movie, on part one of tonight's episode, we kind of talked about like some freaky stories or experiences we've had.
Yeah.
I think we were going to touch a little bit on that. I'm sure all of us have at least one. We can tell.
I got a funny one, kind of. I mean, it's just something random that happened when I was at my mom's old house. The toilet seat slammed on me. Like, I was in the living room, you know that bathroom near my mom's kitchen? Like, it was down, and I know it was, because I was just in there. And all of a sudden, I sit back on the couch, and it goes, whap, and I just run outside. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
See, the one I got is the one with me and Devin when we were walking home from the east side, and then there's a building, and the exit sign was on in the back. And I've never seen any lights on in this building whatsoever. And there's somebody in the doorway. And I'm like, there's somebody fucking looking at us. And it's like freaking me out to the point where we like so we take off. It's like just kind of black shadow just staring, but it's like blatantly somebody's looking at us. So then when we get a little ways down the street, we stop, we turn around, and then it was like 3 floors up, a light turns on. Like one little light just turns on in the window, and you could just see it clear as day. And Dev was like, oh no, the light's on. So I explained the story to Joe. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's this building, and I was like, it's right by the rec. And he's like, there's no buildings by the recreation. And I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, going by the recreation. So me and Devin go down the street. This building's not there. It's just not there.
Yeah, that building never existed. If you're not talking about that Chesterville building, then I don't know what building you could possibly be talking about.
The building just doesn't exist, and there's not a 3-story building going down Morty.
Really?
And then you can't even go all the way down anymore because MLK took that out. But the building's not there. And me and Devin are like describing it down to a T about the stuff. Joe's like leaving to go look. You know, like I specifically drove down this street today to see what you guys are talking about, and the building's just not there.
I've got one.
Without a trace.
I've got one when I was living over in that house on Kirkwood over by Lincoln. This might have been when I was like 13, 14 years old. Maybe, not 15. I was probably 13 or 14. It was like the first time that I had the house to myself for a weekend. My mom was out of town for something. I don't really remember what, but I just gotten this TV. It was like around Christmas time or whatever, and it was one of them old school TV. Well, it's old school now, but the big TVs with the box on the back of it, and it was still in the box, just opened at the very top. I hadn't set it up, hooked it up, or nothing, and I'm asleep. I end up waking up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to just that loud static, like snowy channel, like there's no cable input. And it's not the TV that I had that's plugged in. It was the TV coming from the box. And as soon as I looked over to it, I mean there was like nothing on the screen. It was just.
Wait. Are you saying you had a brand new TV you hadn't even taken out of the box and it turned on?
Well, I plugged it in like once,
okay.
But it wasn't plugged into the wall right then and there.
Fuck.
Like I mean, I didn't see anything on the TV screen, but I swear to God, it was like the volume was all the way up to the max. That loud, static fucking noise. It freaked me the fuck out. I didn't stay there the rest of the weekend. I went to my dad's house.
I had the faucet turned off for me once.
Yeah.
Where's that
Here, let me tell my story then.
Can I talk?
So, when I was in high school, my best friend lived out on the farm. Old ass house. So, it was New Year's. His parents are down at the bar, and we're there by ourselves. Well, in this particular house, like, when you pull in, there's a circle drive right there. You know when somebody's there. And it was the middle of the night, and it's super dark out there. You'd seen the headlights. So anyway, we're sitting up, and I have to describe this. His room is in the attic. And in order to get to the attic, you got to go into a closet, and then there's a door. And in that door, stairs that lead up to the attic. So we're sitting on his bed talking.
It's like the most terrifying way up to the attic.
We're sitting in his bed talking. And plain as fucking day, we hear his stepmom call from downstairs, Troy. So he goes, yeah. And then I was like, I start putting my pieces together. And I didn't hear anybody pull in. So he was like, what? I was like, stop. I said, let's just go down there. He says, okay. Go down there. Nobody there. Go outside. Nobody's there. Nobody's come home. And he's like, what was that? I said, before we go any further, what did you hear? He said, I heard Karen call my name. I was like, all right, yeah. So that's my one experience where I know that
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta make sure.
Yeah.
It's like when we was at work, and it's like gearing up, and there's like this window, and clear as day, and I mean just clear as day, some dude in a white shirt walked past the window. It was like day 3, so I'm just like, I'm not gonna say shit, and it's me, my homie Rich, my old boss, and Aaron, and we're just sitting there, and I'm just like, you know, who knows who this was, but I know that also, maybe somebody staying back, shut down, saw the lights on, got freaked out. So Rich is like, so we're just not going to say anything about that dude who walked past the window. And I was like, thank God, like somebody else noticed it with me. And he was like, they're like, no. And like the other two are doubting us.
Good.
The other two are just sitting there like doubting us basically the entire time about it. So then he's like, I'm like, bro, I saw somebody clear as day just walk past this window. And so he's like, well, if that's the case, we got to search the whole building. And I'm like, okay, let's search. So we search the whole building, nothing happens. They're kind of joking and laughing about it a little bit. And I'm like, you can laugh all you fucking want. I was like, but I know what I saw.
Yeah.
And I had somebody to vouch it too, because I ain't say shit.
Yeah.
So, and then he's like, if you're honestly not joking, we'll search it again. I was like, you thought the first search was a joke? Like, if you want to search it again, I was like, I'll search this whole entire building again. It was like, it's not a game. It's not funny.
Yeah.
Just search the whole building. Nothing. No alarm. You know, going off. No, nothing. Just straight up, dude walked past the window, and that was it.
That's why I said these bottles, man.
And that was like one moment where maybe I thought I wasn't seeing shit because somebody else vouched.
Yeah.
That's the biggest deal.
See, and that's mine too, because you may have seen ghosts 100 times and dismissed it as whatever. And that's my ghost story, because Troy heard the exact same thing, and I made sure. I didn't go, did you hear Karen call your name? He goes, yeah. I made sure, what did you hear? You know what I mean? And same thing with you, like, dude said it before you said anything. That's my validation that I know that I was touched by a ghost.
There was another weird thing that happened. It was in the same house. I was in high school. I might have been like 16 or 17 years old. But again, I mean, I just was alone in the house for the night. I went and I just got something to drink. I don't know, whatever it was. I just filled the cup up. I didn't finish it. I left it on the counter. Came back like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes later to grab it, and the cup was just completely empty.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. See, I don't have this story isn't my story, but it's my dad's. He talked about this one house in Kansas. He lived with his mom, that he woke up to everything being broke in the house. Like, shit was just, picture frames were being cracked and stuff. Mom came in, grabbed them, put them in her room. Next morning, everything was fine.
Really? Pixar, it didn't happen, bro.
Yeah.
I don't talk to my dad. So. But yeah, that shit, stuff like that. And like, I don't have many ghost stories, but I just believe in it way too much and try to.
Well, the shit's real. I mean, it can, like Joey was saying, it's just little things that happen that we may just naturally dismiss because we were around it so much.
Yeah, or you just dismiss it because
you don't want to think it.
You don't want it to be that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just outright terrifying. Period.
Absolutely. It
Good fuck who you are. Shit's downright terrifying. Unless your grandma, because she don't give a fuck.
We did live in a haunted house once, and we moved in the dead one there because of it.
And one night in the middle of the night.
Yep.
I got a lot of stories.
We'll save those for the Villisca house.
Hopefully we'll have some new stories.
Wonderful.
I think we're going to go walk around the woods.
So if you guys want to pay attention, you know, if
send it to the Facebook page, we'll go live and do something.
Yeah, we'll be live from the woods. We're gonna go see what we can find or see what can find us.
Yeah.
But stay tuned into the Facebook page. It's still hashtag all podcasts matter. The name is going to end up being changed to the Mixed Blend at some point. But for now, all podcasts matter. Will be in the woods here in the next little bit. And for now, I'm Zach Blackwell.
I'm Joe the Bouncer.
Here's Woods. Sam Sherrod.
All right, later.